Guys, welcome to Talking Charts. It's Talking Charts here. As I always say, the charts talk. All you have to do is listen. Today we're going to be doing a technical analysis for the pound JPY, pound USD, USD.CAD, and USD.JPY. All right. I hope you guys are having a good day so far, or a good weekend. Turn up for this. Let us get into this. All right. So top-down analysis. I always start with the bottom to the top, or from the top to the bottom, give or take. All right. And looking at this chart here for the pound USD, basically we have a good uptrend here on the 4 hours. All right. And before I say this, I want to make sure you guys understand my trading methodology. I trade volume profile in conjunction with demand and supply. All right. So I put those two things together and I trade them. All right. So I use volume profile, demand and supply, and sometimes I use price action, support, resistance, break, and all that. All right. So we're looking at this clearly. We can see that the pound is in a good upward trend line. We have one, two, and this is a touch point. If you want to make it really slanty, I'm not a trend line trader, but the trend gives you exactly what you can expect from the pair, give or take. So when I'm looking at this, I want to say we're in an uptrend, but we came up from a hard rejection here at 137.65. Sorry guys, I have a bit of a cold, so I would not be talking properly right now. We have a resistance here at 137.85. Also supply zone. Maybe on the daily we consider perfectly. On the daily, it's right here. Okay, I'll bring it down a little bit. So on the daily we have a supply zone there, or resistance zone. The price is currently rejecting from it. And even on the daily, if you look at this, we are still in an uptrend. From the 4 hour to the daily, still an uptrend. But now we have to go closer to see exactly where our interests are going to be. And for that, I use the 30 minutes time frame. All right. The 30 minutes give me volume profile, support and resistance zones, and it also gives me demand zones. And for the daily, I want to say this red line here is a support zone. Okay. This is where maybe price, right now, price is about at 135-ish hundreds. Let's see where price is right now on this pair. So price lingering about this, and in the 30 minutes time frame, 1 hour maybe, we are in some sort of a downtrend. All right. We have a downtrend here in the 1 hour. Okay, he's doing a lower highs, which is a downtrend to me, even though the dots are not yet connected properly. All right. But now we are approaching this VWAP here. This was a previous day VWAP, which can act as a support zone for this pair. So basically, what I'm looking for is the support here should hold, right? We have a strong support here. And why is the support zone? If you go back in time, the chart are talking, and they're saying that before we had a resistance here. So price came here, rejected, and third time, or to the fourth time when it did this move and bounce on from it. So now this becomes a support because when price comes back down, it stayed and went back up even the third time and still this. So this is telling me we have a good resistance to support zone here where I'm expecting price, in case price is to come back there, then we will be having some sort of a confirmation rejection, right? So that being said, let us get into this. I'll just take this off. At least you see what I've just done there. And I would say we have this support zone on the 30 minutes. Sorry there. Sometimes it's difficult getting things all at once. So the support zone stays here, 142.23. I always go all the way down so I give myself some room. And also it has a little bit of conjunction here for the volume profile. If you can see on this chart, I'll make this a little bit green-ish support. So if you can see on this chart, we have high concentrations of orders on the volume profile. We have a POC here, a POC here, and we have a VWAP, previous day VWAP, where price took off from this area, this location. And right now, price is coming back to that same area of concentration, right? So how am I going to play this? I will not be shorting this pair unless there's a high volume about this high for shorts. Why would I not short this pair? Because right now we are at almost at 134.93. And if we come down to this area, I'm looking for buys here. All right. I look for buy confirmation here for this pair. Support term resistance, right? Basically support, sorry, resistance turn support. Okay. And if you're looking at this, if price is to come to this zone, we have a confirmation buy here, maybe for 30 40 pips. But now, if I want to go to where I think the areas where I want to sell this pair, because I will not be shorting without price coming back to this resistance here. All right. So the best place to sell this pair is with this resistance. So two zones here for the pound JPY. Also, the pound USD is support here, okay, and resistance here. Basically, same thing. Price came up, rejected, came up, rejected, came up, rejected. Even though price shot above it, it still fell down from here. It fell, came here, rejected. That's the first and second rejection. This is why we had a downtrend coming up, right? So that being said, I want to wait for price to retrace all the way back here again to enter shorts, or to make it cute, or make it to be very short. I'll open the volume profile here, and you will see what I'm talking about. With volume profile, you realize that we have a high volume node here, high volume node here to the downside, and another one to the downside. And even though there was a bit of hesitation here, this hesitation still, when price had a little bit pushed above it, on the 30 minutes, it still got sold. All right, so I'm looking for price to either do these two things. We could have something like this. Price come here, all right, all the way down to 134.26. That should be a sell. And from then on, we could have a little bit of a hesitation, and price gets here where I'm interested in entering shorts. All right, so for the pound JPY, this is what I'm looking at. And that being said, if we can break above this resistance, then the next resistance is up here. Supply is 137.50. Or another best bet is right here on the drop base drop price action setup, where you have where we're gonna have another sell zone at 136.85. All right, because this is a sell zone for the fact that price lingered here for a bit, came back, then dropped. That being said, you can play this two ways. If price is to drop here, you can take it long to the first resistance or supply zone, or if price is to leave here and go up instead, then you're thinking about shorting at 136.07, give or take. All right. Now, if price is to break this resistance, the next area where we can have a good support will be down here at the support level. If you trade support and resistance, right? That's basically what I'm trying to say here. If you trade support and resistance, then your next area of interest is on the price level here. On this price level, on the 4 hour, we can look for a better confirmation for demand and supply zones, which is still the same area, because with volume profile, basically, when there is a concentration of orders like this, where you have price going inconsistent like this, doing this, then shoots up, this area most of the times becomes a buy zone for buyers or for the buyers. There's still orders waiting to be filled here, even though we have it, you see, like we had this concentration here and price took off, did that, came back down, tapped this liquidity here, and went up, right? So we're expecting that if price comes around this area again, we could enter buys. This could be an area for buys because price may return there for long positions to take hold. All right. That being said, on the 4 hour still, um, support resistance levels, we have another here for supports. But if you want to really get the orders for demand, then demand is right down here on this trend line. We have a good demand zone here, 128. Hopefully the price can never get there, but we never know. But this is not for next week. This is not going to happen next week unless there's like something very terrible happen with the pound. I don't see this coming up next week. But the zones that I can tell you that can work out for next week is a play I have right on this analysis down here. That's what I'm saying. Short buy, all right? 136.05 is basically a short area, and 134.26 is where I'm looking for buys. All right. So that's for the pound USD. And let us take another look at the Great British Pound, and Japanese yen. All right, for the yen and the pound, basically top-down analysis, we have been on an uptrend for a couple of days now, or weeks, give or take. Sorry, I got a cold, so you can actually feel me doing that. And uptrend here, touch points up higher highs. All right, but right now we're hesitating in this supply zone here. So I'm not surprised on my last analysis. We have a supply zone or resistance zone right on this pair here at 130, 199.58. Price is having a difficult time getting above this area. So what I want to look at is this. If we can break above 199, 45 or 50, my next target area for short will be here at almost 203. All right. If price is to break above this, 203 is definitely possible. Okay, on the yen, on the pound JPY. Now, these are the two sell areas I have here. So, what do we have here on the 4 hour, on the 30 minutes for buys? 4 hour for buys will bring me to this zone here. Let's say at one, oh, that's too much. Stay. So the buy zone here is 196.75. I'm gonna give you reasons why. All right, I want to go to a lower time frame. I can actually show that to you guys. My voice is kind of messed up right now because I have a bit of a cold, but yeah, cold can happen to anyone, right? If you look here, 196.60, we have this resistance now that can turn to support. So price was doing the jump thing from here, 4 hours. See, we did that, went above it. So I'm guessing we already tried this part here. The price has come back down to retest this resistance, right? Support, resistance, support. So we have that there. And I am thinking, or hopefully, if price is to retrace, sorry, if price is to retrace back to our trend line here, the trend line here gives you this to see, right? So if we were to do some sum of retracement, it would look like this. Here, sell, or maybe all the way down here. You can drag that here, okay? And we have that sell to that trend line, and we have the buy back this way. And we can have the buyback to this area, 200 maybe, give or take. So why is this a good area to buy? As I said, support term resistance is one of the reasons. And I'm going to 30 minutes here, and I will give you guys a reason why this pair could be a buy. Now on the 30 minutes, if I expand this, on 30 minutes chart, what I see is this buy zone here, orders to the upside where price took off, retraced, came back to the support area and went back up again. But the liquidity down here is kind of not swept yet, right? So if prices are return here on this trend line, I expect it to go back up, or expect it to like have a good reaction the way I did here, the way I see here. Because concentration of orders here, we have a little bit of concentration zone orders here on 196.060, and also we have a VWAP and a second VWAP here in this area. If you can see this right here, and this pair closed on the 5 minutes on Friday last week on, and the VWAP was, it closed around the VWAP on 9 EMA, which is almost bullish, but still I am thinking we should have a retracement before price can actually take off on this pair. If the retracement doesn't come and price does this move instead, where we get price just move from here, right? Then I want to see price reach an area above 200, then sell. Then this area now acts as support. Okay. Then price comes back here and this area acts as support. Okay. Or this area becomes a support zone. Right. Sorry, that was a bit too much. So we have this for support. The price is to come back this way. But now if price does not, if that doesn't happen, I would like to say if price can hold on there. It's weird. Okay, so if price can go below this area, that's 198.45, give or take, because this is a support area right here. If prices to go below this area or this zone, then I am expecting for price to dip all the way down to this area, 149. So below the support, we should definitely expect the support, all right? So the support zone here that you want to watch price action come towards and hold is at 198.39, or 198.39, give or take. If price breaks below this, zone here, okay, expect price to push all the way down to this our zone at 196 or 197, 196.97, give or take, for take profits. All right. That is it for the pound JPY. Pound JPY there. Now let's look at another pair. But before that, just a recap. Price is currently at the rotation here. Okay, we have a rotation here of price on this pair. So rotation here. Two options. Price either shoot up from here or it shoots down from here. So if price goes above 195, 149.45 or 50, or above this area, which is about 75, expect 200 or 250. If price is to shoot below this area here, then expect price to reach 196.95, give or take. All right. The next pair we have here is USD.CAD. Not really much going on USD.CAD, to be honest, but still we'll take a look at it. USD.CAD on the 4-hour, we have it on a downtrend, right? Downtrend on the support area. So basically, USD.CAD has been giving us negative moves, all right? We're down here, but we're acting off this kind of a demand zone here, kind of weak, but it is actually preventing this pair from going down further, all right? Support zone, give or take. It's not a demand zone because the move here wasn't. The move here actually really good. So yeah, acting off this demand zone because you see this move, It's actually very aggressive. So on the 4 hour downtrend, 1 hour, we are acting on concentration. Price is really not going anywhere. The price is having a difficult time breaking this box, right? But what I want to say is, with the USD.CAD, we also have the resistance zone here. I think if I mark it this way, resistance at 137.60, support term resistance 137.64 is a resistance zone for this pair. On the 30 minutes, what do I see? I'll take out this. On the 30 minutes here, we have price is just doing a zigzag move, not exactly up, not exactly down. The resistance zone here on the 4 hour, 129.37 on the 4 hour resistance. Okay, and we have that there. If we move down to the where we can have a good demand zone, our demand will be found at we have a demand zone right here at 134.87. But is price gonna come here? Maybe not. And I'm seeing that price we already got some of the liquidity here twice. Support here. Okay, we have a support zone at 135.55, give or take. So if price is to come down to grab some liquidity more, then I'm guessing the next stop will be at this support area here at 134.34, give or take. All right. This is a zones I'm looking at the pound JPY, so the USD.CAD on the 4 hour time frame. Now to come to 30 minutes where you can get your entries. I still have that code, so yeah, you guys can suck it. Just kidding. Okay, so here, 30 minutes we have for some reason my mouse is not acting right today. I don't know why. For the 30 minutes today, we have this area here. Oh, 1 second there. 30 minutes downtrend resistance. Price is having it difficult to break through this zone. 137.04. It gets sold out each time price goes above this. It gets sold. So we have a resistance here. I want to bring this a little bit closer to this liquidity here, 137.19. If price is to break above this resistance, then the next area, two things will happen. We're going above this trend line, right? So next set point could be right here at this zone here, 138.28, which was a previous resistance, right? Previous support. We can bring this a little bit closer. Previous support here now turn into resistance. Okay. So if price is to get to this area here, you want to watch for a sell and the retest of this resistance here and take it long from there. Okay, like that. Take it long from here. But as long as we're still in between these two areas, as long as price is still doing the move where it's having a difficult time going across the resistance, then the move I can see here would be a little bit the downside. So 30 minutes time frame, buy confirmations in this zone 134.90, or as long as the support holds, support zone here 136.46 holds, we're good for confirmation buys. The support breaks, we're coming down to 130, to the 134, 136 area zone. If this resistance breaks, then we're coming over here. So basically, you want to look for something like this, all right? If this happens, this area breaks, the blue line breaks, we're coming down here, okay? If this is not what is going to be happening, then we're looking at something more of this area. Okay, so when price is moving, know exactly what your zones are. Above 137.11, 138.00 is possible, right? And below 136.50, 136 or 135.81 or 85 is possible. It brings us to this support zone here, okay? And a break above this is a break above the trend line, the 4-hour downward trend line, which means a retest of this zone gives you a confirmation to the upside. Okay, that's basically it for the pound or for the USD.CAD. Let's do a Japanese yen, USD. I haven't done analysis on this for a long time, but it's a good pair to trade, especially now when the dollar is getting stronger. All right, picture perfect 4-hour downtrend. So all can see we have 4-hour downtrend here, which is has been debunked, or I would say price has gone below or above the downtrend. All right, 1, 2, 3 downtrend, 4-hour downtrend here. And if we look at this, expanding this to another 4-hour, though price is still struggling to go up, we have something like this. Okay, and with that we have support or resistance, 147.50 resistance there. Then we have a support area all the way at 142. Or being a little bit cute, take it to 143. 18. All right, those two areas, support and resistance zones. Now, what do I see here? Price on the 4-hour has been doing an uptrend. 1 to 3, we broke the downward trend line, and we're going up now. But we're in contact with this resistance zone here. If we look at that, and we want to say, okay, where's the next area of buying and selling? Excuse me there. Where do we see the next spot where we want to buy and sell this pair? The first area of sell will be this one for me, above 150. All right. Not saying the price is going to come all the way here for sell, but if you look at this, if we bring it a little bit down, we're 49.72. We have support, then resistance, right? Support here, and we had a support area here basically. All right, and when price broke through that support, came back and retested it once, twice, it becomes resistance, and we had this sell-off. Okay, which means if price is to return to this area, which we're looking for sells at 140, 140, 150-ish, right? That is where we can have some sales on this pair. Another area is this little zone here, 148.78, but it depends on the volume. Sometimes price just ignores this and goes straight ahead. It just ignores, like, I don't know what this price is doing here. Okay. But yeah, the area where you want to really sell this pair is a 150 to get a good risk to reward and to get it moved down from there, right? This is a 4-hour. If you go to the 30 minutes, I have one of my favorite setups on this 30 minutes, which I always trade and it's always profitable for me. Resistance, then support here. Okay, 30 minutes time frame. And if I zoom this more, what you will see is on the 30 minutes upper trend line, and we have price in contact with this sell zone here. But what I am seeing with the USD becoming very strong, price closed above VWAP at 146 or 147 hundreds. And we are right now on 147.42, and it was this huge move on Friday. When pairs move like this on Friday, you just know something is up. Okay. Now I have two zones here where I'm looking for potential buys, which are very valid to me. This area needs to hold if we're gonna go up. We have our concentration of orders here. We could basically do this in this coming session. Price could come down here. We can have a retracement from here to this zone. Okay. And we have a buy from this zone to this. Okay. Now, am I saying this is going to happen? Maybe not, but it's possible. If this doesn't happen, we have a very good zone to buy, which I'll recommend for anyone. Is basically this zone here. We have two areas here, 2 points. That's too much. 2 points here. If you look at this, high volume note here, and high volume note. So there are a lot of orders here where price is concentrated on, where there's a high volume of orders just focusing here. And if you go back in time, what the chart is saying is this area was a resistance before, now it's support. Okay, price came, rejected here. If you notice not much rejection here, but you see this here, or the way the chart is saying there was a rejection here. See, rejection, basically, the chart is saying this. Rejection here, rejection, 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 rejection once, went above it, rejected, came down, rejected again, came all the way down, rejected, right? And accepted the price, went up, became support. You see how easy that is? So I'm looking at price to retrace to that area where I will be taking my longs and targeting the next resistance up here. So put it on your chart, 14600 is a good spot to buy this pair. That is if price during this comment session is to retrace all the way down this way. Okay. Now, if we don't have retracement for this pair, all the way to the 4600s, then I'm thinking 146.88 is where price is going to stay. If price is to break this area, then not only is this a support and resistance, we also have a demand zone here where price just went up like that, right? So 14600 is a good place to buy the pound, USD pound, or sorry, this is the USD.JPY. And for sales, it's 148.20, 148.60 is for sales. If we cannot break below 146.81, or a break below 146.81, 146.50 brings us to 146 right, where you can take your longs. All right, that's what I have for today. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments on the charts. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and a subscribe. I have almost 207 followers on TradingView. You can find me on TradingView on TradingB, and I always give analysis like this on the pound JPY and the USD.CAD sometimes. You can follow me there. You can follow me here. Leave a comment if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you can. And I will see you on the next one. And remember, the charts talk. All you have to do is listen.